everyone and welcome to Totally Music, where I explore the best in new music. I'm Tracy and I interview up and coming independent artists, react to songs and review new music. Today I'm going to be joined by Will Taylor, who is a Sussex-based singer-songwriter who blends pop with country and live looping. And he's joining me to chat about how he uses his YouTube channel to promote his music. Today I'm excited to welcome back Will Taylor to Totally Music to chat about his musical career and building a YouTube channel to help promote his music. Will, welcome back to Totally Music. How have you been?
Hello, thank you for having me. Yeah, very well, thank you. Things are going well.
It's good to have you back on. So since we last spoke, your YouTube channel's done incredibly well. What's that feeling been like?
It's been insane. I'm in disbelief every day I wake up and I can't believe I clocked over 100,000 subscribers maybe not even 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that, and I'm already at 144,000. It's just absolutely insane. Yeah, to be honest, actually, so I had one short which absolutely exploded. That got 31 million views.
Gosh.
And when that happened, I didn't know how to react because I've had it before on my YouTube journey. It's been like you have a month where you get 10,000 views and that's your best month ever, and then it plummets back down to 1,000 views, and then you have another month, maybe a few months later, and it's like 100,000 views in a month. You're like, whoa, this is awesome! Like I'm winning, and then it drops way back down. It's like 20,000 views, and so I've had that a couple of times. My previous best was like 700,000 views in a month, and then it plummeted back down to like 30,000, and then I managed to get it up to 1 million. I was like, okay, this is cool, but I know what comes afterwards. And then it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. I got up to 61 million views now in the last 28 days. But when that video exploded, I was like, okay, I can't really enjoy it because I know that the plummet is coming.
Yeah.
Since then, I've been lucky enough to have a couple other videos get over 1 million views, and those ones I've actually enjoyed more because I've had that big win, and I was like expecting the plummet. So the other ones were like a nice surprise. It was like, oh, maybe I'm doing quite well. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so I I felt excitement, but as soon as that excitement hit, it was immediate fear on like, oh no, the downturn is coming. Um, but yeah, no, I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's been good to see it grow. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it, and it's been well deserved.
Awesome, thank you.
So what inspired you to start your YouTube channel, and how has the creative process evolved since then?
So I first started my YouTube channel back in 2019 as reaction videos, and my only goal was to get to 1,000 subscribers. And if I have a goal, I'm very goal driven. So if I've got a goal, I'll aim for it, and I just will stop at nothing to do it. So I uploaded two long form videos. There wasn't shorts back in 2019 or 2018 whenever I did it. So it was two long form videos every day for 90 days, and that got me to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. But the problem is with the way that my brain works, I'd hit my goal at that point. So I then didn't upload for like another 2 years because I didn't already have that goal loaded.
Yeah.
Um, then went off, became an accountant, and then came back to YouTube. And since then, um, I just did shorts for the most part. And yeah, I just did open verses. So it was just, I've always loved songwriting. I've always been playing guitar and writing songs. And open verses were a great way in my mind of taking songs people already like, so it's almost an easy grab at their attention, and then adding on my contribution as well. So it was like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So I did that and got some early success with that. That sort of got me from 2,000 subscribers up to 4,000, 4,000 up to 5,000. And I think when I was at 3,000 subscribers, I set myself a goal of like this time next year. It's always September when I set my goals. This time next year, I want to be on 10,000 subscribers. And everybody in my life was like, okay, well, yeah, that's nice. You've got a good goal. Yeah, excellent. You're going to like just be on the same. But I hit it. I got to 10,000, which was absolutely awesome. And
Yeah.
then I said to everyone in my family and friends and whatever, this time next year, I'm going to be on 25,000 subscribers. And everyone was like, that's insane. And I remember even when I was recording the video where I said I'm setting my goal for next year
Yeah.
at 25,000, was thinking to myself, just say 20,000, just say 20, like you, like there's no way you're going to hit 25,000. And then obviously all the craziness kicked off, and now I'm at 140. So I'm back. I feel almost like I'm back at that point where I hit the 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I don't have the next goal loaded. I have no reference point on how a video is going to do now, because my recent ones have had like 4,000 views or 10,000, I don't know, 4 to 10,000 views. But the next one I upload could get a million, or it might get nothing. It's just I have no reference point. But creatively speaking, back to your question, I'm just now I feel like I'm just trying to keep up, and I need to just remember to calm down a little bit because I get a bit overexcited. But yeah, I'm just sort of just making open verses, making these sort of are they reaction videos? I think you've probably seen.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
call them reaction videos? They're basically reaction videos, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're waste brain rot reaction videos just to waste people's time, but people seem to watch them. So yeah, so I feel like I've adapted it to the audience. So I'm learning what keeps people's attention and what doesn't. So when I'm making editorial decisions, because I edit all my own videos, um, I'm sort of deciding where to cut and what text to have up on screen and how bright should the whole video be, or where should I position myself? Should I zoom in? Should I have cuts? Should I not? So those decisions are being impacted by watch time
Yeah.
on the videos.
So how do you feel the growth of your YouTube channel has helped get your music out to people who hadn't heard it before?
So I've got a lot of exposure on shorts. So all my views are coming from shorts, or the majority of views are coming from shorts. But shorts are amazing, and this is why I like YouTube over any other social platform, is you can relate a video to a short.
Yeah.
And that feature was able to get me 64,000 views on the long form of one of my songs, Fire and Stone.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think that's my promotion for my music, to be honest. Just if I want a long form to get a lot of views, I'm terrible at thumbnails and terrible at click-through rate and terrible at just even making engaging long form videos. I don't know how you do it. So that's my strategy to get views on long form. I tried it recently with a cover I did of Neon by John Mayer, and it had 20 views, 25 views. This is a long form video, 25 views. And then a day later, I was like, let's just test this shorts theory. And I managed to get it up. I think it's on 14,000 now, and it's only like last week. So it's literally just direct traffic from the shorts. So yeah, whenever you upload a short, make sure you relate a long form, because you get paid twice.
I do like that feature in YouTube where you can link it across.
Yeah, it's so good.
So what's one of your most memorable or challenging projects you've worked on for your channel, for your music?
It's tough because I deliberately don't stress myself with making projects difficult. I suppose the biggest challenge is just getting something up every day.
Yeah.
Because organizationally, my life is a car crash. Like I'll realize that I haven't got a video out like an hour before it needs to go out, and shorts take me about an hour and a half. So the amount of times I've literally just been able to push publish on my upload time, which is 5:45 every day, yeah, it's crazy. But in terms of biggest projects, I mean, Fire and Stone, that song, I spent more time on that song than I've ever spent on anything in my life. So that's probably the biggest one and challenging one. But because there wasn't time pressure necessarily to get that one out, it didn't feel too stressful. But when I look back at it, it definitely took the most time to get everything together.
So what's been your favorite video to film and why?
That's a difficult one. I actually really enjoyed doing I used to do some vlogs on the channel, and they were really good fun, and they're even better to look back at later. So I'm thinking now as I sit here about maybe doing more of them, because I like to look back at them. They're not necessarily the most fun to film, and I don't like being the person in every situation to have my camera out. But I would like to start capturing more memories, if you like, of like activities that I get up to going on holidays. Like I'm going to Yorkshire next week. I've got my first ticketed event, which is awesome. And I'm thinking about filming like a behind the scenes or a vlog of that. I think that would be quite a fun video, for at least for me to look back on. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but
you should say, like, 'cause it's something I'm thinking of introducing to Totally Music as well, like vlogging, going to my gigs, so people can
yeah.
you know,
I think you should do it.
So
It'll be fun. Just prepare yourself for the editing and just yeah. I think that's why I stopped it, just because the edits were taking so long.
so can you walk us through your typical process for arranging and recording a new YouTube video or short?
Yeah, of course. So for I'll do it for a short because that process I have quite refined.
Yeah.
Again, just purely down to my bad organization. I had to make sure that at least one aspect of my life was organized. So I'll look through comments and see sort of what videos people want,
Yeah.
or if I've just heard a song that I like, I'll choose to do that one. And let's say it's because I have two main formats of shorts. I'll do it for an open verse just because that's what I identify with most, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I choose a song I like. I then use a tool called La 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 AI, and that basically separates the vocal from the backing music on it. So I upload it to that. That gives me the two files that I need to then record because I can still leave in the chorus and then just take out the verse. So if there's not a pre-made open verse out in the world, I can just make it myself and it only takes sort of 3 minutes. Then after I've written my verse and recorded it, that process usually takes anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I'll then record and like almost overdub. So I've got the recording done and then I'm basically lip syncing on the video.
Yeah.
Then chucking it into the editing software, I'll put in the video, usually color correct the video as well. So I can just boost the vibrance and the saturation and then bring up the brightness a little bit as well. Maybe do a little bit of white balance, but usually I leave that alone because I usually end up making it look a bit weird. You can actually see if you go back through all my shorts, you can see as I was learning all of these tools because the white balance is all over the place on all of them. It's like one day I'll look like I'm in a really dark room and I won't have changed the lighting at all. It's just the color balance in the software. But yeah, but I've made a preset now of what looks good with my lighting. The only thing that generally changes is if the color of my jumper is different, it will show up differently on the thing, so I might tweak it. But generally, I've got a preset for that now. Yeah, just and then it's just copy and pasting in the subtitles for the words that I'm singing,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's basically my process. I'll also add in some like keyframing cuts in and cuts out, just because that keeps it more engaging.
So how do you balance education and entertainment in your videos, especially when exploring complex musical ideas?
So I do a lot of, or I used to do more, and I want to do it again. I've just finished my degree in songwriting and music production,
Nice.
which is an advert to the world to say I just don't respect money and love student loans. But the one thing that did get me down the path of thinking more about music theory. So when I was going through doing my big theory assessments, I was talking a lot about theory on the live streams, and yeah, I guess I was sort of helping people out a little bit with sort of understanding all the basic music theory all the way up to complex jazz theory as well. Yeah, so I try and deliver everything with a smile on my face to make it entertaining or at least more palatable. And yeah, and then if I think of something to say in the moment, I'll just say it. And yeah, but I like helping people. I used to do some tennis coaching, still do on occasion. And yeah, I've just always been, I suppose, a bit of an educator. I like to try and help people if I can. So that sort of falls with me naturally.
So what advice would you give to any musicians who want to build an online presence without losing their artistic identity?
Now, this one I've got some very controversial opinions on. You'll be pleased or displeased to hear. Because I've had this very conversation slash argument with a lot of like lecturers at my university from all age groups, both ones that have gone straight from university straight into lecturing, as well as ones that have been in the industry like 50 years and then came back to do some lecturing. I don't think anyone should try and necessarily grow an audience from their music. I think you should grow an audience based on your personality and then say, oh, and I made this, and then put it out into the world.
Yeah.
For example, if you have 0 followers and nobody knows who you are, but you've made an awesome song, you can put that up on every social platform, and I promise you'll get about 4 views.
Mhm.
If you have 100,000 subscribers and you put out a song, I promise you'll get more than 4 views. It's just that's how I see it. And you build an affiliation with your audience as well, to where people will support you no matter what. I think a big role model with that was KSI and his music, because obviously he wasn't a musician, he was just some idiot that jumps around on the internet screaming at people. But then he built a massive audience. So as soon as he released Lamborghini, it got 300 million views. And it's like, he's not a musician,
Yeah.
but his music hit immediately because he had core supporters that would then boost that and share it. And, you know, it would build out from there. So I think that was really where I learned that lesson on it really doesn't matter
Yeah.
who you are. You've just got to have people who know who you are and at least like you a little bit, because then they're willing to give you a shot. I think the biggest problem is people try and put music out and nobody knows who they are. They don't know if they should give them a shot or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, just uploading every day is a great way to just get out there.
So finally, what's next for you?
This is the exact dilemma I'm having. I don't know. I don't know. If you'd asked me a year ago, or you asked me a few months ago, I think probably, and I just keep going on YouTube. The goal is 100,000 subscribers, but I've gone and hit that.
Yeah.
My whole goals, as soon as I realized I was going to be a musician, were 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and sell out a 500-seat venue. So I'm just doing I'm doing 143-seat venue on Tuesday. That's the ticketed one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping by middle of next year I'll do a 500-seat venue, hopefully near London. Because I've looked at where my audience are, and I think London's where they are, or in Sydney or New York, but they're not that local.
Nope.
So yeah, that's on my priority list. I think other than that, I'm just gonna do sort of what I enjoy. I've come into a very privileged position of just being able to do YouTube basically full time, and yeah, I mean that is the dream. So I'm living it. It's that is everything I've aimed for. But I think just keep going on YouTube, making content. I think more content that I'm proud of as well, rather than just doing what always pleases an algorithm. The problem is when your income's tied to views, it's very difficult. But I do want to do more long form. I want to get good at long form because I'm terrible at editing it. So that's one of my littler goals, but could turn into a big impact.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to following your journey.
I'm apprehensive about beginning the journey, but that's the nature of it.
So a massive thank you to Will for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out his music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. But thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me to chat to Will Taylor. I hope you enjoyed finding out more about his music. Be sure to leave a comment below to let him know that you've checked out his music. You can also find all the links in the description below to his music, so you can go and check it out. And if you've got this far, click on the subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you get notified every time I post a new video. And you can keep up to date with all things Totally Music. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!